Welcome back to Wellman Art Studios. I'm Ray, and today I'm going to be trying out these. Speedball sketching nibs. I really actually enjoyed these sketch and illustration pen set from Hobby Lobby, the Master's Touch brand. It did its job. I had nothing to compare it to. It's sitting right here in this bag because it doesn't come with a case or anything. Neither does this. Not a worry. I have plenty of things I can put them in, but I just wanted to make sure you understand that these don't come with a case or anything. If you are concerned about that, you just need to put it in a bag or, get like something like this from the Dollar Tree you could find. I mean, or whatever you want to put it in, pencil or a pen holder or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I am going to try these out today and see how these compare. Just going to give you my thoughts on first impressions because I've never tried this one. I just tried that one. It was good. I almost got a glass one, but I'm afraid I'm going to roll it. I drop my pens and stuff all the time, and I'm afraid it's going to hit the desk and hit the floor and explode. So I'm going to try this one. I'll let you know what I think as I go, and I'll do some tests with it too, just to make sure I'm fair in comparison. And that's going to take me a second, but I figure that's the way to do it. Anyway, that's enough yapping. Let's get to drawing. I want to do this as a fair comparison. I'm going to pull all these guys out of here. There's not much that says much about these. It just says on the back of this, it says that there's 2 pen holders. There's a standard crow quill, which I don't know what that is. And then it's got all the different numbered quills and another crow quill and a hawk quill. I don't know if they're meant to mimic, I assume, to mimic a quill of a hawk or a crow if you were riding with their feathers. I don't know though. So this 8 pieces. So it's 6 nibs and 2 holders, which is kind of cool because the other one actually comes, it's 1 holder and it's kind of built in. It's got 2 different sizes in. So this is interesting. Let me crack this on open. I know, I'm a hot mess. I'm ripping it open like Christmas. Yeah. The other one was actually easier to open and I was able to hold. I was able to keep the paper, but this is like, of course I could have cut it out, but I don't really care. It doesn't say what they really are anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's got the numbers on them, so I can look them up, but I don't know anything about them otherwise. These have a tendency to get lost. Okay, so there's different size ones. This one almost looks like what they call the school nib in the other kit. It is a school nib. I was right. I don't know, probably can't see that, but it says, I don't know if you can see that, but it says school nib. What's the school on it? This actually says drawing on it. That's cool, so it's not actually in the packaging, it's actually on the nib. I don't see, that's just the number. I think it says 5 or something, I can't tell. I don't know. I can't tell you which one's which. It's really, really hard to read for me. They say hunt on them, which is interesting. This is 107. Okay. And this looks a lot like a spoon nib to me, or like the Japanese nib does. So let's see. I cannot read that. I'm having a really hard time reading that. I really don't know what that says. It looks like it's extra fine. EXFIN. What I'm going to do is run through. I'm going to grab some ink and I'm going to just dip it and just do some hatching with it and see how it comes out. Cool that there's two holders rather than one. And I can do a direct comparison because I have the ink out. Might as well. Yeah, I'll just toss them in here when I'm done with them. Okay, no particular order. This is one of the smaller ones. I don't know. I'm gonna draw with them, or mark with them, and then you can see how they look right alongside with me. There's not a whole lot of ink left in here. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Very scratchy. Goes pretty far. It's nice. I need something to pull this with. That one in there. It's okay if it dries a little bit. Come off pretty easily. This looks like the school nib. Like I said, I don't think. Yeah, this goes in this bigger one, and that goes pretty far down in there. I'm not sure if it's meant to. Okay, those are pretty damn sharp. And just be careful not to go down too far because it won't. It's really difficult to get out. Oh, well, hang on. I'm guessing this is meant to write with more. Like, okay, they kind of bunched up there, which, probably my fault for not shaking. Okay, all right, not terrible. And again, that's probably more me than it is the nib itself. That was the school one. I lie. This is the school one. That one was... Ironically, that was the drawing one, so we'll see how the school nib compares to, say, the drawing one. And I suppose, for the sake of argument, to make things easier to read and see, I'm going to start this over real quick for this part of it. So there are 6 of them, okay, number 1. So I'm just going to do a few different things with them just to see how they go, how it looks. Okay, so this is the... Okay, let's try the drawing nib first. It's a little different than the sketch illustration one that I had, the other one, the Master's Touch. This, it tends to stop you from being able to go too far. Well, that's actually really nice now that All right, this is the drawing nib, okay? It's super flimsy, but that means it's flexible. Can't read this as drawing. Let's try just straight lines. You can get get really fine lines with that. It's nice. Put quite a bit of ink in it when you do it this way. Cool. That's actually really nice. Well, it's quite a bit of ink for quite a while, actually. Okay, cool. Actually, that's a really nice nib now that I have to press a little harder on the other nib. Oh, you know what? I lied. That is not the drawing nib. No, it's not the drawing nib. This is the extra fine one, or at least that's what it looks like it says on there to me. That one's really, really nice. It's super thin, like super flexible is what I'm trying to say. This next one is the drawing nib. I had written that wrong. This will be interesting to try again. Let's see. It's really flexible as well, but it tends to push off a lot more ink, it looks like. So this is much more thick lines. That is interesting. And then there seems to be 3 small and 3 large nibs, which that makes sense, I suppose. And so this one is the school nib. Okay, it's rounded and pointed, it says. See, this one stops. I don't know why that one doesn't want to stop. Anyway, here's the school nib. Interesting. The school nib in this set, I think, is actually nicer than the school. Obviously, it's than the sketch illustration one for Master Touch, but the drawing nib is much more sensitive than this is. I mean, it looks cool. I think it'd be cool to actually draw with. That's the best thing to test it on. But I figure this is the drawing. We're gonna try it this way: drawing and school. And now this is the smaller ones, and I think these all just have numbers on them. Hunt, yeah, 107. These are all various nib sizes. So I'm just gonna see what they look like. See, these are stopping really nicely. These are just fine pointed things. I'm doing it this way too with the extra hatching because I want it to average out and not be so one hatch versus the other, because it might just be that I'm not doing a very good job, you know. Those are pretty cool. It's very nah. Oh, I'm making a mess. Right, that's what alcohol is for. Get out of there. And then this one, if for some reason you need to do really, really fine hatching, I'll tell you what, man, this will do it. I also learned doing Inktober not to overload your pen too much, just to kind of keep aware of how much ink is on your pen, because then it'll run like that. It's kind of sort of a tedious process to paint with, or draw with rather, but it also kind of slows you down. And if you like ASMR, I mean, the scratching is cool. And with these, they scratch far more than the other ones did. Also, I'm not drawing on Bristol, which I was doing for Inktober. I'm putting these all together because I'm going to put a little cleaner on them, shake them around, get them off of there. And this is the final one. This one is really, really tiny. I feel like they all are, to be honest, but that is not wanting to lay this ink down at all. There we go. Normally you just have to press it on here. It's a cool texture to it once you get it going, but it just feels like it doesn't want to go at first. I'm really trying to get this to move. It's kind of cool, like for calligraphy, I suppose. It's not, I wouldn't use this for hatching. Let me try it. Why not? Well, you know, work. The only thing I know how to write in Japanese, and it's terrible looking, I know. You know what I'm saying? Like it flexes quite a bit. Trying to get it to go. Very, very finicky turd, my girl. Yeah, I don't know if I like this nib. I mean, it's got a cool texture once you get it going, but like trying to get it to go is, again, it's probably me. But I did use a pen nib for all of Inktober just about, and it wasn't this inconsistent. This one is just really super flimsy, and it doesn't seem like it wants to get the ink to flow. Consistency is important. I'm just making marks now at this point. Maybe, arguably, it might be the ink. Let's try to clean some of this ink off here. For S's and G's, let me try this. This is India ink. It is Speedball India ink, so let's see how this does in comparison to that. That's the manga ink that came with that kit, so maybe this will be a little better. Nope. This one nib is just, does not like me very much. I mean, look at this. That's how it should be coming out. It wasn't doing that. Indeed. Yeah, I don't know. That nib's not my favorite. I don't think I'll use that one. I'll try the others, and then I'll let you know which ones I like. I think it's a cool texture, but it's not wanting to stay consistent. Alrighty then, we're back to it. I'm going to try this again, see if I can get these nibs to do what they're supposed to do. Most of them work fine. It's the finer one that I'm having a problem with. Not the extra fine one of the smaller ones. This one, that one was good. Is it this one? Oh, there it is. I found it. This one is the, I don't know. There's a number on it. I can't read it. It's kind of the copper one. There's a number. I can't read it. Oh, I suppose it's 52. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe 54. I don't know. I can't read it. This is the one that was really, really thin. Anyway, so I'm going to try this one more time. Just a light tap. Really, really lightly touching the page to get this to work. Let me see. See if I can get like consistent strokes with it. That's my fault, really. It's fine. Yeah, no. It catches when I try to do, see, I'm trying to do circles and things with it. Yeah, I mean, you got to go really light with it, but even still, it shouldn't. It's just catching this paper probably because it's not smooth enough, but because this is just regular sketching paper. Might have something to do with it, but normally I don't have a problem with it. Anyway, that's not so much the fault of this nib as I think it is the paper I'm using, but that's okay. This is what I have to work with right now. I don't have any other, I have no Bristol on me. I didn't want to buy more just for the sake of trying these. You have to kind of keep consistent pressure with it. It wants to pop. If I try to use it like I'm used to, well, whatever. This nib is kind of crazy. Not much can be said about net. Just really finicky pin nib. I'm trying to go either direction with it just to see if it'll hold on a decent line. If I try to go to the side of it like this, it's really thin and consistent. But if you go where you want to go with like the wider side of the nib, like here, there. See, I say that, and of course, now it actually works. But when I try to do anything other than like that, if I try to go in a circle, it's going to make a damn mess because it's going to pull the nib. So I basically have to like turn the nib as I go around. All right, yeah, so that nib is perfectly fine. If you just kind of have to use it, I mean, counterintuitively, I have to kind of like flip it upside down to work because normally you don't draw. I found not to draw with the sharper point of the nib because consistency and all that good stuff. See, like this, because when you're drawing, you do circles and things, it won't catch as much. If I try flipping it over, that's what happens. It's catching and scratching because it's got like a bend back on it. But for whatever reason, that one, you kind of have to do it upside down or like, again, counterintuitively. See, that's what I'm expecting it to be able to do, and it can't do that. It's just too fine for that. See, works just fine. Also, again, it'd probably be better on Bristol paper. This is drawing paper. It's not meant for ink, so it's very textured. It's not meant for a pen nib, I should say. Yeah, they work fine. I mean, honestly, it's a little, that one is a little flimsy, but that's meant to be that way. But honestly, I don't think they're better. They're just different than the Master's Touch. So the Speedball ones are cool. I'm glad I started with the Master's Touch one though, because they're a little bit more firm, and you know, a heavy hand is probably likely to break these smaller ones. But these are nice though. I mean, they're not bad or anything. They're just different. So used to using the same nib holder for all the things. It's also hard to really dip this in here because not a whole lot left. But this, I really like this nib. There's not anything that really compares to it in the Master's Touch one. This one's really cool. I think, let me see. Yeah, I think I'm going to end up drawing with this one the most if I do. That being said, I shall return and I will draw something. I'm going to just draw something completely random. I say random, I just mean like, I'm just going to draw a character. Just the face of a guy, random character guy. No idea what I'm going to do. I just want to test out this pin nib and see how it works out. So this part, I will just kind of speed through. There we go. Yeah, they work pretty well. I mean, they're much more sensitive than, say, the Master's Touch ones are a little bit more forgiving. I think for beginners, this is a little bit more. I say that because I was a beginner when I got that one. I still consider myself a beginner in a lot of ways, but I think it does a job. They both do. They just do it in different ways. So one isn't really necessarily better than the other, except that maybe if you want to just not spend as much money, not that it's even that much, really, this was like $9. The other one's like $6.50. So this doesn't come with any ink. So that's a whole kit. Get some ink, different nibs, try different things out. So yeah, I think they're both nice. I mean, just in different ways, like I said. So if you're new and you just want to try something out, I guess go for the Master's Touch one. But if you're used to, I don't even know, you're not new. I don't know why you would need my opinion, but I think these work pretty well. I mean, I think they're fine for beginners. Yeah, I think overall I think they're fine. I mean, they're not like, yay, I got to draw with these necessarily, but I mean, yeah, they're not bad. I don't want to seem like I don't like them necessarily. They're not that different from the other Master's Touch one. They are different, but not by a huge margin. So yeah, I think overall they're cool. They work. They do their job. Sure that one is better than the other necessarily. And I think if you are a beginner or you just want to try them, go with the cheaper option. See if you like them first before spending any other kind of money on them. It's a nice experience. It's cool that it scratches into the paper. It would be better to use something like Bristol or at least watercolor because this is drawing paper. It's not meant for this at all. And see how much it wants to bleed through. So if that's a concern of yours, then I wouldn't recommend drawing with or sketching on drawing paper with this ink set. But other than that, yeah, it was a good experience. I am not so different that I would be like, I got to buy that one instead of that one. I mean, that's really ultimately all it is. So if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any opinions on this set or if you like any others maybe that I should try. How about that? If you have something else you think I should try, let me know. Thanks for watching.